We're going to look at complex fractions today and simplify them. This can come up in any kind of application where you've got a fraction within a fraction. That's what's called a complex fraction. The way to simplify those is to find a common denominator in the numerator and denominator and multiply by that. So let's take a look. In the numerator, I have 15 minus 2x. What is the common denominator of those two fractions in that numerator? Well, there's an x and a 1. The lowest common denominator of x and 1 is x. Okay? In the denominator, there are basically two fractions. The denominators are 5 and 1. The lowest common denominator of those two terms is 5. Okay? And then you have to take the two lowest common denominators of numerator and denominator and find out what's common for them. So what's common from x and 5? 5x. There isn't anything else. Okay, so we're going to take that 5x and we're going to make it into a stealth 1 so that we can multiply by the top and bottom of this complex fraction. So we've identified the common denominator, 5x. We're going to write it as 1 so that we can use it to multiply by our complex fraction. So let's write that out. 5x over 5x times our original fraction, and I'm going to write it 15 over 1 minus 2 over x. And I'm putting it in parentheses just to remind myself that I'm going to have to distribute that 5x. And in the bottom, I've got x over 5 plus 4 over 1. Okay? So let's work that out. 5x times 15 over 1 would be 75x over 1. Isn't 75x over 1 the same as just 75x? Yeah. And in the second case, I'm going to write it out like this. 5x times 2 over x, so that you can see that the x's cancel out. So I'm just working at the top here. 75x minus 10. Okay, that's the numerator. I no longer have a fraction within the numerator like I did to start with. On the bottom, I've got 5x times x over 5. Can you see that the 5's cancel out? And I simply have an x squared. And then the second term is 5x times 4 over 1. Nothing really cancels out, so I've got 5 times 4, 20x. And there's my simplified fraction. It was complex, fraction within a fraction. It's no longer complex.